stop. Please don't hurt me, okay? Yes, okay, no, please don't hurt me. I won't do it again. Please, no. I was only 15 when it all happened. I disobeyed my mom when she advised me. I only wanted to explore life with the mentality of wanting to settle down in a relationship at a young age. Yes, I was still in school. I thought he was my dream guy. With the pretty gifts, sweet words, and good lovemaking. I thought he was my dream guy. In life, things don't appear the way they look. And not for too long. I was young, blind in love, but knowing that I was in the most deadliest relationship I've ever known. He was no longer that sweet, handsome, caring guy. I thought he was my dream guy. I was abused treacherously by this guy, raped continuously by this guy, and tortured viciously by this guy. I thought he was my dream guy. He got so connected that he would get jealous for every single thing that I did. Everything that I do would shift him. He was not that guy I knew from the beginning. It all started with an argument of me just saying that I hated him. With response, he slapped me. I began to cry. And I told him that I would report him to my mom. He responded with a slap and threatened to kill me and my family if I dare to tell. I kept it for a very long time. I lived with it secretly. I never told anyone. All the while, I thought he was my dream guy. He became so obsessed with me that he wanted to sleep every single day we had together. We spent 1 year, 8 months together. And every single day, this guy wanted to have sex with me, menstruation or not. He would have his way in me. I thought he was my dream guy. I would go to school every day and no one knew what I went through, because my appearance would be the happiest girl alive. But deep down inside, I was broken. I did not know how to speak out because I feared for my family and my life. It was hard for me to speak up, only because I thought he was my dream guy. He was like a devil. Well, he is the devil. And I say that because a human, I don't understand why you can ill-treat another human like this. And I slept with it every night, knowing that I could not get rid of him. I still lived with my mom, and she would never know that I was being abused. Because I was still blinded by love, and I would accept his apology every time he did it. Only because I thought he was my dream guy. I lost hope. I lost my happiness. I could not live like a young child that I was. I lost friends, and I could not have any because he was so jealous and obsessed that he would take away everything that would make me happy. My school monies turned to pregnancy test monies. I would literally buy a pregnancy test every single day. Why? Because every single day we had sex, he would release everything in me right there, right then. And I was afraid that I would become a young mother at 15. I was afraid to get pregnant whilst at school, because I was afraid what the public would have to say. But he didn't care, because his words to me were, I want people to talk about you with a smile. Only because I thought he was my dream guy. He promised me that if he cannot have me, there is anybody else that should have me. And he would deal with this accordingly by taking my life if I did not obey him. I was threatened. I was traumatized. I didn't know what to do. I could not tell. I could not tell. But I blame myself because had I not disobeyed my mom and take my time, this would not happen. This guy took away everything. He changed my mentality about everything. I became heartless. I did not know how to feel. You might not understand when a woman is being abused, that it's very difficult for her to tell her story. We are often afraid to speak because we are going to get judged and criticized. Because no one wants to believe our story. This guy, which I thought was my dream guy. One day, after I was able to get away from him, after 1 year and 8 months, I had the help of another guy who encouraged me, who stood by my side and helped me come out. Help me get out that toxic relationship. But I thought it would all end there. But no, he had to finish what he started. This guy followed me every day of my young life. He would track me. He would wait for me in darkness when I was out on the streets. He thought that he can have his way in me whenever he liked. I was so scared. I was literally afraid of this guy because I knew what he was capable of. One day, he kidnapped me in public. It wouldn't look like I was kidnapped because he was good at everything he did. He walked with me like everything was all right. Why didn't I scream? Or why didn't I say something? You would wonder. Because you have to be in this situation to understand the situation. It was not easy. Dealing with guys like this in an abusive relationship, it is not easy. They have no remorse. They don't care. This guy, which I thought was my dream guy, he took me to his house that day. And when I got there, it was a well-prepared room to get rid of me. In that ceiling was a rope tied and a chair waiting beneath it. On the bed was a knife, a container of vapor rub, a condom, but we've never used condom before. But that day, there was a condom. 4 pieces of ropes tied on each end of the bed. I was surprised, I was confused, and I was scared because I did not know what was prepared. He then asked me to take off your clothes. I hesitated, but he had no time to waste. I was wearing my school uniform that day. He ripped it off me and he said, "Lay down." I did. I have always been doing what he asked. Why? Because I know his capabilities. He was dangerous. He could have done anything that came to his mind. So I followed instructions as given. Only because I thought was my dream guy. He tied my 2 feet to the bed and then my 2 hands to the bed. He then put on his condom and I was surprised that he had no time to waste. It was not a love-making session. He put on his condom. He took the container of vapor rub, which we call Vicks, and he used it as lubricant to have sex with me. How did that feel? I have no words to explain how did that feel. This guy was evil. He was heartless. He had no remorse, no compassion for what he was doing. But I was strong. I was strong. I could not scream, because I know if I scream, it was gonna get the attention of everybody else, and I would pay for it after it was done. So I kept silent, and I cried silently while he did what he had to do. After he was done, he then instructed me to climb that chair, which was awaiting this rope. He then put this rope around my neck, pulled it to tighten, ensure that it was tight, and asked me to jump off the chair. Did I jump? No, I hesitated. I was frightened. I didn't know what to do. But this guy had no time to waste. He was a complete different person from before. That day, he wanted to get rid of me. If he did not have me, like he said, nobody else will. And he was sticking to his words. When he saw that I was wasting too much time, he then kicked this chair off me. I screamed very loud for the first time in a long time. Then his mom came running and banging the door, asking him to open up and what was going on. Do you know what he did? He removed the rope off my neck. He untied it from the ceiling. He got rid of everything that was seen or that was visible to show that he was torturing me. I put my clothes on. And then his mom asked, after he opened the door, his mom asked, "What are you doing to her?" He said nothing. She asked me, "What is wrong with you?" And I was in tears. I did not answer, but just took this opportunity to get out. I saw hell with this guy. Hell. He would actually break and enter my house when my mom wasn't around, and he would have sex with me in my sleep. Yes, he would actually remove the louvers from my house and jump in and have sex with me in my sleep. Why all of this? Someone who I thought was my dream guy. As months went by, years went by, I have always asked myself this question: why me? What did I actually do to this guy to deserve this? This guy was so disgusting. My mom had some pictures in her album when she was younger. Some sexy pics. And this is actually the first time my mom is gonna hear that from me, because I never told her. One day I was cleaning his house, and when I looked underneath the bed, I found a box. And in that box was a notebook. I was curious what was in there. So I opened it. When I opened it, it was my mom's photos. He actually stick the photos onto these notebooks. On each page had a photo of my mom with her sexy pictures. I was confused. Like, what is going on with this guy? So I asked him, what are you doing with my mom's photos? But instead he responded, or he answered this question. He slapped me continuously. He beat me. He did all what he wanted only because I asked this question. I never told my mom because I was scared to tell her, and I was scared of what she would have done in return. One day my mom realized her photos was missing. And so said, so done. She said, I hope this guy is not the guy who took my photos. And I was surprised. She said that because he was actually the one who took it. I still did not tell her anything because I wanted to protect myself. Years went by. It has been almost 15 years now. And I never told my mom that he was the one who took her photos. He was sick. And I grew up with this mentality of I'm always longing for somebody, because I always believe that I need somebody every time. I cannot be lonely. I started adopting that old feeling, like I always need somebody just to stay protected. But I will stop here for my story. You will hear the rest of my story, and you will know everything in the beginning, how it happened, how it ended, and how it was solved. I'm actually in the process of writing my book entitled Inspire. This book is going to be about my whole life experience growing up as a young girl. What I went through, my challenges, everything. And this book is going to be an inspiration to the young generation coming up. I want to help others so that they don't make that same mistake. I want to protect them. I want to tell my story. I am not afraid, because those experiences made me who I am today. I am very strong. I dealt with it. How? I don't know. But I moved like nothing was happening. People don't know your story. We all have a story. I know there are a lot of you out there going through these situations, or are in these situations, or have been abused, have been raped, have been tortured, have been, you name it. But you're living with it silently. I know how that feels. But you cannot let it deter who you are or who you want to become, because it's like a blockage in your life. It makes you feel that because you went through that situation, you cannot do anything. That is not true. This is there to build you, to make you stronger than you were yesterday. than you were the time it happened to you. It is done. And there is nothing we can do to undo it. We just have to use it as tools to move. Because if you don't handle this properly, it will either damage you or make you. You choose. And I chose it. I chose to use this to make me. Because right now, I am well experienced. I'm experiencing so many things that you would never imagine. But when you look at me, you can never tell. Because I handle it bravely. I took the pain. I took everything. But God did not let me die. I hope you enjoy this short story. It was not a full story, but I wanted to share this with you. You are not alone. And to all the men, imagine that this is your mother, your sister, or even your daughter. Stop it. Relax. Walk away if you're not happy. But don't deprive her of her happiness or take away her pride. A man is supposed to protect a woman. Stop the domestic violence.